Mrs. Stix and I just got done streaming like 4 hours of the Silver Palace closed beta test 1 launch day, and oh my god, did it take us a little bit by surprise. Now, I want to point out here, I am sponsored for an official video. I am sponsored for multiple different streams. This video in specific is not sponsored, so if you think my opinions here are going to be swayed by financial motivation, you're incorrect. Everything here, positive and negative, are not influenced by anything other than what we have both experienced over on stream. Additionally, we are going to be streaming this every single day that the beta runs for, the 13th, 14th, 5th, all the way through the 18th, unless, of course, we run out of content. So come on over, watch us on YouTube and or on Twitch, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day, except for the day that this goes live. It'll be 5 p.m. You're not going to want to miss out. Now, what I wanted to do here today was sit down with Mrs. Stix at 3 in the freaking morning and go over our thoughts while everything is still nice and fresh.
I'm tired, boss.
We're very tired, but we're going to try to keep this as concise as we possibly can. Starting with just overall opinions, what did you think?
I actually really enjoyed the game. By the way, I'm not sponsored, so I can say whatever the heck I want about this game. And I actually was quite surprised by how fun this game actually ended up being. The story was engaging, and from the get-go, the fight with Cinderella, like, you're just thrust into that, and you don't have amnesia. You aren't just landing in a world that you have been, like, isekai to, like, you're there and you serve a purpose in that world. And it was very cool to just go in and experience the voice acting, the combat, the story, and the world. Oh my goodness, I was so surprised by how beautiful the city was as soon as we dropped in it. I don't know what I was anticipating, but it wasn't that.
Based off of the trailers, we were expecting low NPC density, because a lot of people were. That was a major topic of contention. People all over social media were saying the NPC or the towns don't look alive enough. But like, you get in there and there are NPCs fucking everywhere.
Yeah, and some
everything.
of them are vampires and werewolves.
Some are vampires and werewolves,
them.
which you can actually discover by using your little, like, investigative ability, which kind of, like, relates to the whole you being a detective thing, which is actually a core part of the game that was very interesting, because not only do you have the ability to... Mrs. Stix hasn't ever played Watch Dogs, but I'm sure a lot of you have. In Watch Dogs, you could spy on people, and... that is very much so in this as well. You go up to people, you do your little hand thing, and then it pops up with a sequence of different, like, I don't know, stats or informational little tidbits where they're like, you know, this person clips their toenails with their nail clipper or something like that.
Person has normal looking canine teeth.
Yeah. Some very interesting topics and little bits of information that are present that not only relate to the main quest you're on, available side quests, or just like populating the world with information and backstory and lore for different characters, or just NPCs in general, which is really cool. And then there is the ability to tie that into the story with the whole, like, piecing together different like elements of the investigation until you've secured everything, and then you kind of continue with the story overall. And then there's like the investigation aspect of it, where you get like rough and physical with the characters too, which we actually did like 3 hours into the stream. It's a type of like story progression that we haven't really encountered, because typically, like, in all the gacha games you play, especially the open world ones, they're very linear and they're very basic. You're like, here's the story, you just kind of move forward in a straight line, just kind of experiencing everything. But in this one, you're doing so much and learning so much, which is really cool. Then the animations.
Oh my goodness, the characters are just so expressive, and how they move in combat is just so fluid. I loved it.
Not just how they move in combat though, but like even in cutscenes, they are unbelievably emotive. There's the Red Flame, or whatever her name is.
Alf, the maid girl.
Yeah.
Or are you talking about Red Rose?
Yeah, Red Rose,
Ooh,
the brunette
man.
with the big booba.
Yeah, she has the moves.
Yes. And then the adorable Elf, when you first meet her, little pink hair girl. like how she runs out and runs into a wall and everything. Man, they're just unbelievably expressive and emotive in every cutscene we've seen. There's no just standing around in a completely stationary animation, not doing anything at all. And I think that just like lends so much depth and personality to just the story overall, which is already really good. Like,
and I like how they're like bringing these characters into our world and our story. We're like, we need people for our investigation to come work with us. And then all these people just start showing up to help us with the investigation, or maybe perhaps not actually helping us.
Yeah, in the case of the big booba brunette, like, it's just like, hey, you, let's tango. And you're like, what the fuck is this?
Who are you?
And then she's like, come examine me. And you're like, okay. You examine her for a second, and she's like, I hope you enjoyed what you saw after taking as long as you did, buddy. And you're like,
I did, thank you.
yeah.
Would examine again, yes.
So yeah, the characters, they are great. Like, genuinely, the characters are, I think, a core selling point behind what is going to make this game so enjoyable to actually play through. And then there's the world, of course, which is enormous. Running on foot, like, it takes you minutes to get from point A to point B to actually like circle around the city, which is only a very tiny portion of the actual overall city right now, because this is the first beta test.
Exactly, because you go vertical in the city too. Like, there's the tops and moving around the roofs.
Over the rooftops and everything. Since you can grapple, you can fly up to the tops and everything. It essentially effectively doubles the entire radius of the city, since you have to explore it on foot, and then you have to explore it on the rooftops as well. It doubles the size, the overall size, while not looking necessarily as large on the overworld map itself. But we only have a fraction of what's available in this current beta test. There looks to be at least twice what is currently available implemented, or at the very least that will be implemented in a future version. And I love the fact that there's an actual mount in this game. That's sick.
Yeah, I'm naming him Bubbles. I don't know if he actually has a name, but the fact that he's made of water and he's blue, I'm naming him Bubbles.
Yep. The textures of the world, though, this is probably like one of the most detailed worlds I've seen. It's genuinely, this is a world type we haven't seen. It's like old Victorian era. And like, it's just so beautifully lit up and so beautifully detailed and textured.
Well, even on Alf, like just looking at Alf here, like the belt, you can see the distinct lines in the leather fabric of her belt. Like, that is amazing to me. Like, it actually makes it look like leather. And then the outfit for the main character, whomever you name it as. But if you see the outfit in light, you'll see like the silver lines in her suit, like catching the light, and it sparkles, and the detail of even her belt, like you can see that it's leather around her waist. Like the detail that went into every aspect of these characters' outfits is amazing.
Not just the outfits, but if you, when I zoomed into the big booba brunette girl that flirted with us, you zoomed into her leg, and it showed like actual skin textures, like blemishes and stuff. It was,
Ooh.
It was crazy.
Okay, I didn't get that up and close and personal with her. I see where our priorities lie there.
Yeah, you're like, oh, look at the belt. Oh, look at the
look at the rose on her finger, and you're
like,
look at her skin texture.
Thigh booty. Now we have glazed the game quite a bit so far. There are a couple things that I do think need work.
Right out the gate, I was complaining about the fact that you can't jump.
Yeah, the jump. There is no jump. But there's no jump feature implemented at this juncture. They might have a jump feature planned, but at present you cannot jump. You can vault over obstacles. You can climb up obstacles, like a crate that's roughly your size or a little smaller. But you can't jump up on top of the crate. You can't jump over an obstacle if it's there and non-vaultable. And at the same time, there's no climbing, so you can't climb up a wall, you can't climb up a box or anything like that. If there's
and that's fine. I just want it to feel more lifelike. Like, It really does truly feel like you're a real human wandering around the world, and you're not like some very super mystical being by any means. So I would really love to see just like a little hop. Like, I would just be happy with that. It doesn't have to have any purpose to it. Just let me hop around. That's how I move through most of my games, is actually hopping.
So it's not like Genshin, it's not like WoW, but I think that's good. As Arc Knight Tenfield has shown, with the ability to use the zip lines and everything, you don't need to replicate the Breath of the Wild style wall climbing and everything. You can have games that are open world and not have any climbing in them whatsoever. You can use the grapple, you can fly on your mount. So there are numerous different avenues with which you can exploit to get to areas.
And there's even interactive, I don't even know what they were. They looked like vases with jellyfish on top.
Yeah, that take
and
you,
it would like float you up into the air. Yeah. So it didn't feel like I was stuck ever. And then you could also mount your mount, and it would glide you around, and
you can fly up.
Really if you do find the air currents, it'll take you up.
Yeah, because they're like little glowing blue currents of air that kind of just lift you off.
So the movement in the game, like the traversing of it, felt fine.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like I needed wall running. I was perfectly fine without it. Yeah.
But god damn, it needs a jump.
Yeah, it needs a little hoppy skippy.
Yeah. Another thing, and this is probably the only other thing for me, and because I love the little instant material farming areas. They were very easy, very quick. The boss fights themselves were all very cool, very well designed for early level boss fights. But the other thing that really irritates me, not because I find it like bad, I just find it time consuming, tedious, and arduous, is that there's no sweep function. And if like they didn't want to go the sweep route for material acquisition, they still could have implement, or they still can rather implement an enhanced version of rewards where you can essentially like multiply the number you get. Because WoW did this; they allowed for you to get like I think like 4 times rewards. So if there's not going to be a sweep feature, let's just clear it instantly. They need to increase the ability to actually acquire the materials and the rewards, so you don't have to spend 10 minutes rerunning the same one fight 8 to 12 times in a row, because that just sucks. Like, any fun out of it.
The combat is really good. I love the parrying system within it, and how you can stun the enemies and then use your F skill, which is the only opportunity to use that F skill. Because when we first came in the game, I was like mashing the F, and I was like, why is the F not doing anything? And then I find out that you can also utilize your gun. You can shoot with that.
Yeah, with a left click and a right click, because there's a different ability bound to both.
Yeah, but the bosses themselves had interesting mechanics, and that made it fun to do. But like you said, like it's gonna get boring for like going in for
if you can't sweep it quickly.
The 10th time in a row.
Not just that, even the resource grinding. Like you have to grind the XP items for the 833rd day, like the same one time.
My idea for that to allow you to still grind materials up to a certain point is when you level up your world, because from what I can tell, you are going to level up your world because it says crisis level 1.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it would seem that we would gain reputation within the city. I would say for the dungeon that you're advancing to next, you'll have to run that on your own, but the dungeons that are below you allow you to use the sweep function. Like, that would make more sense to me.
I just want a sweep function. I just want to be able to clear shit quickly
Well, I understand why they don't have a sweep function. They want you to experience the fight.
Yeah, for the first week or two, not year or two. Yeah. Let's be real.
Yeah.
But overall, I think we're both very satisfied with the current state that the game is in. I think that for a beta test, and not just a closing in on release beta test, no, this is the first public test the game has. This game has done phenomenally, and I genuinely have very little criticisms for it. I might have more several days from today when we actually clear it all and there's nothing left to do, but until then, we're gonna be streaming it every day. we're enjoying ourselves at the end of the day with a new gacha game. That's really all that matters. And speaking of, we have not unlocked gacha yet. We have powered through several hours of it. No one we know is unlocked gacha. Whether or not there is, I guess we'll find out soon enough. And if there is, then our updated like full review of the game after we've successfully cleared everything will include our thoughts on that. So hopefully we see you over on stream later today and every other day that the beta is going on for. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you are not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.